and welcome to Rauta's Reviews. This brand new band is a newcomer from Denmark and this is their debut album. One might actually start this review with a question: how does an unknown band with no album whatsoever manages to get signed on a big label such as Century Media? Well, the answer is quite simple. Do a marvelous, good album with real death metal and there you go. Boom. I don't know, there is no explanation to me whatsoever, but let's take a look at this album. So this is a debut album from a kind of a Danish no-name band called Baest, which basically translates to Beast. This is Danse Macabre, a debut album. So without further ado, let's take a look. So look, the CD with the logo and the name looks like really traditional 1990s death metal, and let me assure you that is basically what this band is all about, at least when it comes to the debut album. So kind of a traditional, kind of a 90s, and at the same time modern take on this very traditional style of death metal. I don't know how young or old these guys are, but they surely play like they are veterans to the genre. As far as I could gather prior to the interview, taking a look here and there, it seems that these guys have no ties to previous bands, yet at the same time they kind of manage like they would be some, you know, Swedish death metal long-timers. So, what this could be related to? Well, think of Bloodbath and some other Swedish death metal names and you get the idea. This is not so much related to bands such as Grave or Entomb, Dismember, yet it has this kind of a similarity with that. But maybe Bloodbath is closer to what this band is basically doing here. Now the music is also just not fast tempo or mid tempo, but it's quite diverse, and that is obviously a good thing when it comes to creating very basic, even old-fashioned death metal. One has to kind of offer more than one track with variation in order to keep it interesting. It's also noteworthy that this album is barely 30 minutes long, 33 or so, which is kind of enough in order to deliver you the message of the cruel and the bloody and the gore, but not to get boring or, you know, repetitive after a while. Not only the songs are good, but also the vocals are great. I would even say that Baest's vocals are among the best growlers as these. I know it's a really bold statement, but give this band a chance and listen to how the growler actually spits out those words. It doesn't sound like it's an average death metal vocalist, let alone human, but more like this kind of a beast from hell that is kind of spitting, you know, brimstone and fire and vomiting those cruel words towards you. At least I love the vocals. Simple as that. They are so goddamn brutal. But it doesn't stop there. Wait a second. There is the whole production, and mainly I'm talking about the sound works here. Now, the guitar sound, I know it was already said on the promotional letter that they are using the classic Boss HM2 pedals, and that tells you only so much, because after all, it's only a distortion pedal and all that stuff. But given to that, many good albums were used with some proper equipment, so it's not a coincidence when you have good sound when you're using the right equipment. Now, the guitar sounds, especially on this album, are something that kind of gives you this old school vibe. But it isn't, you know, the only thing that kind of defines a good sound, obviously. But on this particular album, I think all the pieces are fitting, you know, like perfectly. It's just so kind of vicious, you know, unforgiving, cruel, sharp, and at the same time really kind of like the essence of death metal captured within this guitar sound. So what I could say basically is that even if the songs were not that good, this album would probably sound quite cool and good, because the growls and the production is just, you know, so goddamn close to perfection. Or even some standards it might be a definition of perfect death metal sound and perfect death metal vocals. But when you actually have some good songs there too, I think this album is one of the most noteworthy death metal albums this summer. I'm not sure if this is a best death metal album to come in August, not this year anyway, but definitely one of the best death metal albums to come this year. So whether you're new school or old school, or you don't give a damn about schools in death metal, this is something you ought to check. Take my word for it, and if you don't happen to like it, too bad. I cannot help you with your taste of music, but at least I ask you, give this album a chance. It definitely goes to my collection, so what's it gonna be for you? See you soon with more reviews. Rauta says.